The night my daughter was born, I should have felt joy, but instead, I was handed both a miracle and a heartbreak. I became a father and a widower in the same breath. Every day since then, I've carried the weight of being both mom and dad, even when grief tried to crush me. But life wasn't done testing me. One night, a small shadow followed me home, a little girl with nothing but a necklace and eyes that begged for love, taking her in open wounds I didn't know I still had, and soon I faced a choice that would tear my world apart. Blood or love, past or future. Do you believe fate can place the right people in your life at the hardest time? If yes, like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. The night Emma was born, my world broke in half. Two sounds filled that hospital room: her tiny cry and the silence of my wife's last breath. I remember gripping my wife's cold hand with one palm while holding Emma in the other. One life slipped away as another began, and I stood frozen in the middle, torn between joy and grief. That's the story I replay in my head every night. I've tried to bury it, but it comes back whenever Emma looks at me with her mother's eyes. "Daddy?" Her voice called from the couch tonight as I folded laundry. "Can Mommy see me from heaven?" I stopped. My chest tightened the way it always does. I forced a smile, kneeling beside her. "Of course, sweetheart. She's watching you every single day." She tilted her head. "Curious. Then why doesn't she come back?" That question slices me open every time. I reached out, tucking her soft brown hair behind her ear. Because heaven is very far away, but she's here in your heart and in mine. Emma frowned and whispered, "I miss her." "I do too," I admitted. My voice cracked, but I didn't hide it. She deserves honesty, even when it hurts. She crawled onto my lap, wrapping her little arms around my neck. I held her, breathing in the faint scent of her strawberry shampoo. Her warmth anchored me, kept me from falling apart. For Emma, I had to be strong, even when I was breaking inside. Our days pass in routines, though every step feels heavier without my wife. Mornings start with Emma asking, "Toast or cereal?" and me burning the toast anyway. Afternoons are filled with her drawings taped across our fridge. Evenings, we eat dinner at the same table where my wife once laughed, her seat now painfully empty. But nights are the hardest. I often sit by Emma's bed, watching her tiny chest rise and fall, listening to her murmur in her sleep. Sometimes she calls for Mommy. That word pierces me like a blade. I whisper back, "I'm here," though I know it's not the answer she wants. And when she finally drifts into deeper dreams, I retreat to the living room, sinking into the couch, staring at the ceiling. My mind argues with me. Am I enough? Can I really raise her alone? What if I fail her? I clutch the wedding ring, still hanging from a chain around my neck. "Help me," I whisper to the emptiness. "Tell me what to do." But silence answers back. A week ago, Emma asked me if she could bring a picture of her mother to school. "The other kids have mommies," she said, her eyes pleading. "I want them to see mine too." I froze, unsure if showing her would soothe her or make the wound deeper. But I nodded, and she carried that photo in her backpack like treasure. That night, she climbed into my bed, curling beside me. "Daddy," she whispered, "I don't need toys. I just want you to be happy again." Her words stabbed deeper than any knife. I wanted to promise her I'd be happy, but happiness feels like a foreign country, one I lost a map to long ago. Still, I smiled, kissed her forehead, and said, "I'll try." Even now, years after that night in the hospital, grief follows me everywhere. It hides in the empty chair in the quiet house, in Emma's innocent questions. But there's one truth that keeps me moving. Emma is my reason to breathe. She's my hope, my fight, my second chance at life. I may stumble, I may fail, but I'll never walk away from her. That's what I told myself as I tucked her into bed tonight. She clutched her stuffed bunny, whispering, "Good night, Daddy." "Good night, Princess," I replied, brushing a kiss across her forehead. I turned off the light, closing her door softly behind me. The hallway creaked under my tired steps as I made my way to the kitchen for a late cup of coffee. But then something felt wrong. Through the window, I noticed movement outside. A small shadow flickered under the streetlight, disappearing when I looked closer. My heart tightened. At first, I thought it was my imagination, the tricks of a tired mind. But as I grabbed the grocery bags I left by the porch earlier, I heard it. Faint footsteps, light, quick, following mine. Someone was out there. I froze, my breath sharp in my throat. And that was the moment my life began to change again. The footsteps stopped when I did. I turned, heart pounding, scanning the dark street. The only sound was a rustle of leaves in the wind. "Hello?" My voice cracked in the silence. No answer. I exhaled, shaking my head. "You're imagining things again. Too much coffee. Too many sleepless nights." I bent to grab the last grocery bag when I heard it. Softer this time, but real. The faint scuff of shoes on pavement. "Who's there?" I barked, sharper than I meant to. That's when I saw her. A tiny figure stepped into the yellow glow of the streetlight. A girl, no older than 6, standing barefoot on the cracked sidewalk. Her hair was messy, sticking out in knots, and she clutched a threadbare teddy bear against her chest. I blinked, confused. Where are your parents?" She didn't answer. Her eyes locked on mine, wide, cautious, almost scared. I took a step closer, lifting my hands. "It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you." She flinched, hugging the bear tighter. Something about the way she looked at me froze me in place. Not just fear. Pain. The kind of pain I knew too well. I crouched slowly, setting the bag down. "Hey, sweetheart, are you lost?" Her lips parted, but no sound came out. Only silence. My chest tightened. Emma was asleep inside, safe and warm. This child, she looked like she hadn't been safe in a long time. I tried again, gentler. "Do you live around here?" She shook her head. I rubbed my temple. "Okay, do you have a name?" Nothing. Just those huge eyes staring at me like I was the first person to notice her. I swallowed. What am I supposed to do? Call the cops? Bring her inside? What if she's dangerous? She's just a kid, but... No excuses. She needs help. I stood, gesturing toward the porch. "It's cold. At least let me give you some water. Then we'll figure out what to do." She hesitated, clutching that teddy bear so hard I thought it would tear. Then, slowly, she shuffled forward, her small feet slapping against the concrete. I opened the door, holding it wide. "Go on. It's warmer in here." She stepped inside, her eyes darting around the living room. The lamplight made her look even smaller, her face pale under the shadows. "Daddy?" Emma's sleepy voice floated down the hall. I winced. "Not now, not like this." Emma rubbed her eyes, dragging her bunny by the ear. "Who's that?" The little girl shrank back, pressing herself against the wall. I cleared my throat. "She's a friend. She just needed a place to rest for a minute." Emma tilted her head, curious. "What's her name?" I looked at the girl. "Sweetheart, can you tell us?" For a long moment, she stayed silent. Then, in the faintest whisper, she said, "Lily." My heart sank at the fragility in her voice. Emma smiled, stepping closer. "Hi, Lily. I'm Emma. Do you want my bunny?" Lily's eyes flicked to the toy, but she hugged her bear tighter and shook her head. "That's okay," Emma said cheerfully, like it didn't matter. "You can still be my friend." The innocence of children, so quick to offer love. I felt my throat tighten. I knelt beside Lily. "Where's your mom, Lily?" She glanced down at her necklace, a thin chain glinting under the light. For the first time, I noticed a small pendant hanging there. My stomach twisted. No, it couldn't be. I reached out before I realized what I was doing. "Can I see that?" She hesitated, then lifted it slightly. My breath caught in my chest. The pendant was worn, scratched from time, but I knew it instantly. I'd held it 100 times before, tracing the engraving with my thumb. A date, the most important date of my life. It was my wife's necklace. My knees weakened. My hands shook. Where did you get this?" I whispered. Lily's voice was barely audible. "My mommy gave it to me." The room spun. My heart slammed against my ribs. Emma looked up at me, confused. Daddy, why do you look like that? I couldn't answer, because in that moment, staring at the necklace, I felt the past crash into the present, and I knew my life was about to unravel all over again. My fingers trembled as I stared at the pendant dangling from Lily's neck. The engraving was faint, worn by time, but I could never mistake it. That date, our wedding day. My throat tightened. Lily, who gave this to you again? She pressed her teddy bear against her chest. My mommy. The words hit me like a hammer. My breath turned sharp, my heart pounding in my ears. I leaned closer, trying to steady my voice. Sweetheart, can you tell me what your mommy's name is? She hesitated, biting her lip as though afraid to speak. Emma tugged on my sleeve. Daddy, why do you look so scared? It's just a necklace. Just a necklace. If only it were that simple. I forced a smile for Emma, but my hands were sweating. It just looks like something very special. Lily's eyes filled with tears. She told me never to lose it. She said it's all I have left of her. Her voice cracked, and I felt my stomach drop. What does this mean? Is fate mocking me? Is it possible? No, don't go there. I swallowed hard. Lily, where's your mommy now? Her shoulders sagged, and she whispered, she's gone. Gone. The word echoed in my head, blending with the memory of my wife's final breath. I had to sit down, lowering myself onto the couch before my knees gave out. Emma climbed onto my lap, frowning. Daddy, are you sick? I shook my head quickly. No, Princess. I'm okay. But I wasn't. Not even close. I looked at Lily again. Do you remember what she looked like? She nodded slowly. She had hair like mine. She cried a lot. She held me when I was scared. And she wore a ring. A ring. My chest burned. God, what are you doing to me? I pressed my palms into my eyes, trying to breathe. My thoughts tangled, logic screaming one thing, my heart screaming another. It can't be her. It's impossible. She died the night Emma was born. I was there. I saw it. Then why does this girl carry her necklace? Why does she speak like she knew her? Emma touched Lily's arm gently. Do you want to play with me tomorrow? I can show you my crayons. Lily blinked, as though unsure how to respond. She gave the tiniest nod. I rubbed my jaw, forcing myself to sound calm. Lily, where were you before you came here? Were you with someone? She lowered her gaze. I was with a man, but he yelled a lot. I ran away. I clenched my fists, anger twisting in my gut. Did he hurt you? She hugged the teddy bear tighter, saying nothing. That silence was enough. Emma gasped softly. Daddy, can she stay here tonight? Please. I looked at Emma, then at Lily. One daughter I'd sworn protect since birth. Another child who carried pieces of a mystery I couldn't walk away from. I should have called the police. I should have taken her straight to someone who could figure this out. But when I looked at her small frame trembling in my living room, I knew I couldn't. Not tonight. I sighed heavily. Just tonight? I murmured. She can sleep on the couch. Tomorrow, we'll figure out what to do. Emma clapped her hands softly. Yay! A sleepover. Lily looked at me with cautious eyes, whispering, Thank you. I nodded stiffly, but inside, I was spiraling. What are you doing? You're inviting chaos into your home. But what if this chaos is the truth you've been avoiding? As I grabbed a blanket and pillow for her, my gaze kept drifting to that necklace. Every time it caught the light, my chest tightened. I tucked him into bed, brushing her hair back as she yawned. Daddy. Yes, Princess? Don't be sad, she whispered. Mommy wouldn't want that. I kissed her forehead. I know. Sleep now. But when I stepped back into the living room, Lily was curled on the couch, already asleep with the necklace glinting against her chest. I stood there for a long time, unable to look away. One thought gnawed at me, louder than all the rest. What if this little girl isn't just a stranger? What if she's the key to a truth I never wanted to face? And with that terrifying thought, I realized this was no longer temporary. Morning sunlight spilled through the curtains when I woke to the sound of clattering in the kitchen. For a split second, I thought I was dreaming, that my wife was back, moving around like she used to. Then reality slammed in. Emma and Lily. I hurried out of bed, heart pounding. Emma stood on a chair, pouring cereal into 2 bowls. Milk dribbled across the counter. Lily sat at the table, hugging her teddy, watching Emma with wide eyes. What's going on here? I asked, trying to keep my tone light. Emma grinned. Breakfast? I made one for Lily, too. I rubbed my forehead. Sweetheart, you know you're not supposed to use the milk without me. But, Daddy, she argued. She was hungry. I glanced at Lily. She stared down at the table, as if afraid to be caught needing something. I sighed. All right, but next time, wake me up first. Emma hopped down from the chair, proudly pushing a bowl toward Lily. See? I told you Daddy would be okay with it. Lily gave the smallest nod. Thank you. Her voice was so soft I almost missed it. Emma plopped beside her. You can sit by me at school too if you want. But you have to like drawing, 'cause that's what I do every day. I don't go to school, Lily murmured. Emma's spoon froze. What? Why not? Lily's shoulders curled inward. My mommy never signed me up. Emma frowned, turning to me. Daddy, that's not fair. She has to go. Can't you make her? My chest tightened. How do I explain this? I don't even know who this child really belongs to. We'll see, I muttered, forcing calm. Right now, let's just eat. After breakfast, Emma tugged me into the hallway. She whispered fiercely. Daddy, is she staying forever? I blinked. No, Emma, just for now. But do you love her too? Her eyes were wide, brimming with something sharp. Jealousy, fear. I crouched down, cupping her cheek. Emma, listen to me. Nobody could ever take your place. You're my daughter, my heart. Nothing changes that. Then why is she here? Because she needs help. The same way you need me. She needs someone too. But that doesn't mean I'll love you less. Ever. Emma bit her lip, tears pooling. She whispered, promise? I pressed my forehead against hers. I promise. She nodded, but I could tell she wasn't convinced. The day dragged on like a tightrope walk. Emma wanted me to play blocks with her. Lily sat silently, watching from the couch. When I invited Lily to join, Emma snapped, She doesn't know how. Yes, she does, I said gently. Don't you, Lily? Lily nodded faintly and reached for a block. Emma huffed, crossing her arms. Later, Emma clung to my hand while we walked to the park. Don't let go, she demanded. But halfway there, Lily's shoelace came undone. I bent to tie it, and Emma's face darkened. You love her more, she accused. Emma, no, she stomped. Mommy wouldn't let another kid live with us. She wouldn't. Her words stabbed deep. I swallowed hard, fighting for the right response. Emma, Mommy's not here anymore. But if she were, she would want us to be kind. She would want us to help. Emma's lower lip trembled. I just want you to be mine. I hugged her close. I am yours. Always. But love isn't like candy. It doesn't run out. If I give some to her, I still have more than enough for you. She sniffled, not entirely convinced, but she let me take her hand again. That night at dinner, the air was heavy with silence. Emma poked at her food. Lily whispered a timid, thank you, before eating. I forced conversation. So, Emma, what did you draw today? She shrugged. Nothing. Lily glanced at her plate. I like to draw. Houses. Emma's eyes narrowed. You copy me. No, Lily said quickly. I just like them. Emma slammed her fork down. Stop stealing my daddy and my drawings. Emma, I barked, harsher than I meant. She froze, tears welling. I softened, reaching for her hand. Sweetheart, I know this is hard, but yelling won't help. Lily isn't trying to steal anything. She just doesn't have much. We can share, can't we? Emma glared at me, then at Lily. Finally, she pushed her chair back and stormed to her room. The sound of her door slamming made my heart ache. Lily's eyes brimmed with tears. I'm sorry, she whispered. I shook my head. No, you did nothing wrong. But as I tucked Emma in later, She turned her face away, refusing to look at me. "Good night, Daddy," she muttered, voice cold. "Good night, Princess," I whispered, brushing a kiss across her hair. She didn't move. I stood in the doorway, torn apart inside, one daughter afraid of losing me, another terrified of being left again. As I shut the light, I knew I couldn't keep pretending. I had to find out who Lily really was, before this fragile balance shattered completely. I barely slept that night. Emma's angry words, Lily's quiet apology, they both haunted me. By morning, I'd made up my mind. I couldn't keep living in the dark. I had to know who Lily was and why she carried that necklace. After dropping Emma at school, I took Lily by the hand. "We're going somewhere," I said. Her small fingers tensed in mine. "Where?" "The police station." Her eyes widened. Did I do something bad? I crouched down to her level. "No, Lily, not at all. But we need to find out about your family. Maybe someone's looking for you." Her lip trembled. What if they don't want me? The fear in her voice crushed me. I brushed her hair back. "Then we'll figure out together. But we have to try." The station smelled like old coffee and disinfectant. A tired-looking officer at the desk glanced up. "Can I help you?" "Yes," I said, tightening my grip on Lily's hand. "This girl, she's been staying with me. I found her alone on the street. I think she might be missing." The officer leaned forward. "Name?" I hesitated. "She says it's Lily. That's all I know." The officer's brow furrowed. "We'll need more details." "Sit tight." We waited in a stiff plastic chair. Lily swung her legs nervously. "Daddy," she whispered. My heart skipped. "Daddy." The words slipped from her so naturally, like she'd already claimed me. "Yes, sweetheart." "Can we go home after this?" I swallowed hard. "Yes, we'll go home." Even if the answers destroyed me. A female officer with kind eyes came over, crouching in front of Lily. "Hi there. I'm Officer Ramirez. Can I see your necklace?" Lily clutched it tight. "It's mine." "That's okay," Ramirez soothed. "I just want to look." After a long pause, Lily slowly held it out. The officer examined the tiny silver pendant. Her eyes flickered. "Where did you get this, Lily?" "My mommy gave it to me," Lily whispered. Ramirez looked at me, then back at Lily. "Sweetheart, do you know your mommy's name?" Silence. Lily's head dropped. I jumped in. "She doesn't talk about her mother much." Ramirez nodded slowly. "All right, I'll run this through our system. It might take a while." An hour dragged by. Lily leaned against me, half asleep. Finally, Ramirez returned with a folder. She spoke carefully. "We found a case. A woman named Claire Matthews reported missing 3 years ago. Her daughter's name was Lily." My stomach dropped. 3 years ago? Ramirez nodded. "Yes, the description matches. And the necklace," she tapped the folder, "was listed in the report." I stared at Lily, who clung to my sleeve. "So she's been missing all this time?" Ramirez lowered her voice. "Her mother's case was never closed. But there's more." She slid the folder open. A photo stared back at me. A woman with tired eyes, holding a baby. Around her neck hung the same necklace. I froze. The resemblance was undeniable. Lily tugged my arm. "Is that my mommy?" I couldn't speak. My throat locked. Ramirez sighed. "We don't know what happened to Claire. She vanished. No sign of her since. But if this is her daughter, child services will need to step in." "No." The word ripped out of me before I could stop it. Ramirez blinked. "Sir, no one's taking her away tonight." My voice shook. "She's been alone for 3 years. She needs stability. She needs safety. She needs—" I stopped myself before saying me. Ramirez studied me for a long moment. Finally, she said, "I'll file the update, but this won't go away. Be prepared." On the walk home, Lily clutched my hand tighter than ever. "Was that really my mommy?" she asked. I exhaled slowly. "I think so, sweetheart." "Then why didn't she come for me?" The question shattered me. I had no answer. I crouched, pulling her into my arms. "I don't know, Lily, But listen to me. None of this is your fault. You're not forgotten. You're not unwanted. Her tears dampen my shirt. But what if they make me leave you? I held her tighter. Then I'll fight. Do you hear me? I'll fight with everything I have. She sniffled, whispering, Promise? I pressed my cheek to her hair. Promise. But deep inside, I knew promises might not be enough. As we walked back toward home, the sun dipped behind the clouds, and for the first time I felt the storm truly coming. I wasn't just caring for Lily anymore. I was about to fight for her. The next morning felt heavier than any before. I dropped them at school, but my mind was on her drawings or her smile. It was on Lily, on the file, the missing mother, and the terrifying words I couldn't shake. Child services will step in. At breakfast, Lily poked at her toast. Daddy, are they going to take me away? I forced a smile. Not if I can help it. Her eyes searched mine. But if they find my real daddy, will he want it back? The question stopped me cold. My chest tightened. Her real father. Where is he? Who is he? Why hasn't he been here all these years? I chose my words carefully. If he's out there, then he should have come for you a long time ago. Until then, you're safe here. She frowned. But what if he comes now? I reached across the table, taking her hand. Then we'll face it together. But the truth was gnawing at me. If her father showed up, did I even have a right to fight? Later that day, a knock rattled the door. My stomach dropped. When I opened it, a man stood there, tall, scruffy beard, leather jacket. His eyes flicked straight to Lily behind me. Her name's Lily, isn't it? His voice was rough, cracked with something bitter. I stiffened. Who are you? He stepped forward. Her father. Lily shrank behind my leg, clutching my jeans. Daddy, she whispered, but she meant me, not him. The man's jaw twitched. See? She remembers. I blocked the doorway. Funny, because she doesn't. She doesn't know you at all. His eyes burned. That's not my fault. Claire disappeared. I didn't know where they went. I've been looking for them. Lily whimpered. I don't know him. My chest ached, hearing her voice tremble. I crouched, meeting her eyes. It's okay. You're safe. The man growled. You can't just keep her like she's yours. She's mine by blood. Something inside me snapped. Blood doesn't make you a father. Showing up does. Holding her hand at night when she cries does. Being there when she's hungry, scared, lonely, that's what makes you a father. His nostrils flared, but he didn't argue. We ended up at the kitchen table, a wall of silence between us. Lily sat on my lap, refusing to leave my arms. The man finally muttered, My name's Daniel. I love Claire. When she left, I thought she took Lily with her. I didn't know. 3 years, I said flatly. She's been alone for 3 years. He dropped his head into his hands. I swear I didn't know. I was drinking a lot back then, making mistakes. But I've changed. I want her back. Lily buried her face into my chest. I don't want to go. Daniel's face crumpled. Please, Lily, I'm your daddy. Her tiny voice cut through the air. No, he's my daddy. The word struck like a hammer. I looked down at her, heart twisting. She met me. Daniel's fist clenched on the table. You think you can replace me? I met his glare. I didn't replace anyone. She chose who makes her feel safe. He slammed his hand down, making Lily jump. You can't just decide that. I held her tighter. Neither can you. She's not a piece of property. The argument stretched for what felt like hours. In the end, Daniel stormed out, spitting. This isn't over. I'll get her back legally. When the door shut, silence swallowed the room. Lily whispered, Is he really my daddy? I closed my eyes. Yes, Lily. By blood, he is. Then what are you? My throat tightened. I'm the man who loves you. The man who won't let you go, no matter what. She hugged me so tight I could barely breathe. Then you're my real daddy. Tears blurred my vision. Always, I whispered, always. That night, Emma noticed Lily clinging closer to me. At bedtime, Emma crossed her arms. Why does she get 2 daddies and I don't? The question sliced me in half. I sat between their beds, voice low. Listen, both of you. Families aren't about how many daddies or mommies someone has. Families are about who stays, about who loves you no matter what. Emma frowned. But what if he takes her away? Lily's eyes filled with panic. I reached for both their hands. Then I'll fight for both of you. Emma squeezed my fingers. Lily buried her face in my side. And as I sat there, holding two little girls who both needed me in different ways, I realized the truth. Blood or not, law or not, I was carrying the weight of two fathers. And I wasn't sure how much longer I could hold it. The next morning, tension hung in the air like smoke. Emma sat at the table, arms folded tight, glaring at her cereal. Lily sat across from her, silent, eyes red from crying in the night. I slid two bowls in front of them, forcing cheer into my voice. Eat up, girls. You've got a big day ahead. Emma stabbed her spoon into the milk. Why does she get everything? I froze. Emma, she gets you to carry her. She gets you to tuck her in. She even gets a second daddy who wants her. What about me? Lily shrank into her chair. I don't want two daddies. I just want... She glanced at me, her voice barely a whisper. This one. Emma slammed her spoon down. See? She's stealing you. Enough. My voice cracked like a whip. Both girls went still, eyes wide. My chest heaved. I'm not something to be stolen. I'm here for both of you. But I need you to stop fighting. Emma's chin trembled. Then send her back. The words punched the air out of me. Lily's face crumpled, and she slid off her chair, running down the hall. Emma, I barked. Look what you've done. Her eyes filled with tears. But you're mine. She doesn't belong here. I wanted to yell. Instead, I buried my face in my hands. God, how do I keep them from breaking apart? I found Lily curled on the bed, hugging her teddy. She looked up with tear-streaked cheeks. She hates me. I sat beside her, pulling her close. She doesn't hate you, Lily. She's scared. She thinks she's losing me. But am I making her lose you? My throat burned. No. Listen to me. You did nothing wrong. Nothing. Emma's just trying to understand. Give her time. Lily sniffled. I don't want to leave. I kissed the top of her head. You're not leaving. Not as long as I can help it. That evening, Daniel showed up again. I opened the door, jaw tight. What do you want? He shoved a folder at me. Custody petition. I'm filing tomorrow. My stomach dropped. You can't just rip her life apart. She's my daughter, he snapped. You think I'll let her grow up calling someone else daddy? Behind me, a small voice said, But I don't want you. Daniel's face faltered. Lily. She clutched my leg, trembling. Please don't make me go. He ran a hand over his face, eyes glassy. I'm trying to fix what I broke. Then fix yourself. I shot back. Don't break her again. Daniel's jaw clenched. The court will decide. He turned and walked away. The slam of the door echoed like a verdict. That night, Emma wouldn't look at me. Daddy, she muttered from her bed. If the judge makes you choose, you'll pick me, right? The question sliced me open. I knelt beside her. Emma, I will never choose one of you over the other. Do you hear me? You are both safe with me. She shook her head, tears streaking her cheeks. You don't get it. You're mine. If you give her half, I only get half of you. I hugged her tight, my heart breaking. Emma, love doesn't work that way. It multiplies. It grows. I have enough for both of you. Her small fist pressed against my chest. I don't want to share you. Across the room, Lily whispered, I don't want to be a problem. The silence that followed felt like a knife twisting between us. Hours later, when both girls finally drifted into uneasy sleep, I sat in the dark living room, head in my hands. Two little girls, one clinging to me in fear of losing her place, the other clinging to me in fear of being abandoned again, and me, caught in the middle, pulled in two directions, while a storm named Daniel loomed on the horizon. I whispered into the darkness, God, how do I protect them both without tearing us apart? No answer came, only the sound of rain against the windows, as if the sky itself was crying with me. The courthouse smelled like old paper and tension. My palms were slick as I held Emma's hand on one side and Lily's on the other. They clung to me as if letting go would mean losing me forever. A clerk called Matthew's case, and my heart lurched. Inside, the judge sat high above us, eyes unreadable. Daniel was already there with his lawyer, sitting stiff, jaw clenched. His gaze darted to Lily, then to me. The judge's voice carried. "We are here today to determine custody of minor child Lily Matthews." Lily squeezed my hand, whispering, "Daddy, I'm scared." I bent down. "I'm right here, sweetheart. Nothing will happen without me." Emma tugged my sleeve. "Don't let them take her." I nodded, but inside I was breaking. What if I can't stop it? Daniel's lawyer spoke first. "Your Honor, my client is Lily's biological father. He has a stable job, a home, and the legal right to raise his daughter. This man," he pointed at me, "is not related to her in any way. He has no claim." The words stung like knives. My lawyer rose slowly. "Your Honor, biology doesn't raise a child. For the past weeks, my client has provided Lily with safety, food, shelter, and emotional care. He has been her father in every way that matters." The judge scribbled notes. "Mr. Matthews," he said to me, "what do you say to this?" I swallowed hard, standing. "Your Honor, I never asked for this. I never planned to take someone else's child. But the night Lily followed me home, she was lost, scared, and alone. I couldn't turn her away. Since then, she's called me Daddy. She slept under my roof, eaten at my table, laughed in my arms. If you take her from me now, you won't just break her, you'll break both of us." My voice cracked, but I didn't care. Lily climbed onto my lap, clutching my shirt. "Please don't make me go." The courtroom went silent. Daniel stood suddenly. "She's my daughter. She's mine. I've made mistakes, yes. I wasn't there when Claire vanished, and I'll regret that forever. But I love her. I deserve a second chance." His eyes shone with real pain, and for the first time, I almost believed him. But Lily's tiny arms tightened around my neck. "I don't want you. I don't know you. He's my daddy." Her words hung heavy in the air. Emma blurted from the bench, "And he's mine, too. You can't take him away from us." Gasps rippled through the room. The judge rapped his gavel. "Order!" I gathered both girls close, my heart shattering. This isn't a trial about laws anymore. It's a trial about love. After recess, the judge leaned forward. This is not a simple case. On one hand, Mr. Daniels is the biological father. On the other, the bond between this child and Mr. Harris is undeniable. Removing her suddenly could cause trauma. Daniel's lawyer protested, but the judge held up a hand. "I will not make a final ruling today. For now, Lily will remain in Mr. Harris's care under temporary guardianship. Mr. Daniels, you will be granted supervised visitation." Relief and fear crashed into me at once. I hadn't lost her, but the fight was far from over. Daniel's face twisted, equal parts fury and sorrow. He slammed his folder shut, storming out without a word. Lily buried her face in my chest. "We won." I kissed her hair. "For now, sweetheart. For now." Emma squeezed my hand. "See? They can't take us apart." I smiled weakly, but inside I knew the truth. This was only the beginning. That night at home, Emma and Lily curled up against me on the couch. Emma asked, "Daddy, why do we need a judge to tell us who we belong to?" I stroked her hair. "Because sometimes the world doesn't see love the way we do. Sometimes it only sees paper, rules, and blood." Lily whispered, "But you'll still fight, right?" I hugged them both tighter than ever, until my last breath. They closed their eyes, drifting into uneasy sleep. I sat awake, staring at the dark ceiling, wondering how long I could keep this fragile family from shattering. Because love had won today, but tomorrow the law might not.